So they gave up on you. They moved on. They left you behind. And where do you start? How do you begin again? How do you start from a very fresh new slate and run into it with happiness, without feeling resentment for what just happened to you, without feeling anger and anguish and just plain brokenness? You have to find yourself again. You have to discover what it is that makes your heart beat faster without seeing it in another person. What do you want to do? How many things did you have to sacrifice for that person that you can now do for yourself? I know it sounds crazy because that's the last thing on your mind is what do you want to do? You just want to get through this moment of pain. But something that I think you keep forgetting is that just because they gave up on you doesn't mean that you should give up on yourself. You're still here. Hey, you. How are you doing today? When's the last time you smiled? And I'm wondering, if you haven't yet, if I can help you get there. I think you're incredible. I love you. You're important. You're worthy of love. And what I think is so beautiful about you is the fact that no matter how much hurt and pain you've endured, you still love anyway. You still keep your heart open. You still let people in. You still offer kindness and compassion. You're incredible. The light within you shines so brightly, and I wish you could see that as much as I do. You're amazing. You can get through this day today, I promise. Let's do it together. Are you in love with them, or are you in love with the way they made you feel? Are you in love with the memories? Are you in love with the moments that made you feel on top of the world? Is it them, or is it a feeling that you're in love with? So if it's a feeling, you created that feeling. They didn't create it. You created it, and you defined it, and you told yourself that it's exactly what you believe it to be: love. So if you created it, doesn't it mean that it's inside of you? That it came from you? And that's not something that anyone could take away from you, because it came from you. So when they leave, you'll still have it. You just have to redirect where you're giving it, or where it's coming from. Maybe this was a blessing because they opened up your ability to love. It just isn't going to come from them. It's going to come from you. They walked away, but they didn't walk away with your heart. You've always had it. Are they the one? Or is it loneliness you're trying to escape? Are they your person? Or does loving them distract you long enough to forget that empty feeling you have inside? Are you afraid of losing them, or are you afraid of facing yourself when they're gone? Sometimes we use relationships as a means to distract ourselves away from the pain we don't want to face. Desperately clinging on to this connection with this person with the idea that we're never going to have this feeling for anyone else ever again. So you cater to them, you give to their every want and need, forgetting yourself in the process, not considering yourself at all. And you wonder why you end up so broken when it ends. You just gave all of you outside of yourself to someone who didn't reciprocate the same. We have this idea that if we win them, that we'll win our fairy tale ending. But you didn't realize that along the way you gave them your worth. You put it in their hands when you had it inside of you all along. Why do you keep allowing them accessibility to you? When they walk out of your life and disappear for a while, and you feel like you're less than what you felt like before, you feel like you lost some of your worth in the process, and then they come back and you just allow them in open arms without any questions asked, without any explanation as to why they did what they did to you, explaining the pain, explaining why they could potentially do that to someone that they claim to love. You keep opening up your arms to them, and they're just going to keep doing the same thing to you because they know that you're allowing it. They know that you're accepting it. No one's going to come in and stand up for you. It has to be you who makes that choice and say, I am not dealing with this anymore. I am not allowing them back in my life, knowing the intentions that they have with my heart. You have to stand your ground, and you have to make that choice one day that you're worth more than what you're in right now. You don't want to give up on them because you would never want someone to give up on you. People may have left you in the past, people may have abandoned you, and you don't want them to feel that same pain that you've had to face. And you hold on to these glimmers of hope when you see them getting better, when you see them changing. You see the potential in them, and you start to believe that they're going to be the person that you envision them to be if you encourage them enough. You start to forget all the ways that they hurt you. You start to forget all the pain that you felt during this process. You start holding on to hope more than you hold on to reality, because in those glimmers of hope still lies the true person that they are. They fall back into old habits. They show you that they really haven't changed because it was just a momentary lapse of judgment. They want to be the person that they choose to be a majority of the time, and if it's hurting you in the process, you have to choose yourself first. What are your core values in a relationship? What are your boundaries? And when you start to get emotionally invested in someone, and you start to love someone, do you start making exceptions for those things? Do you start saying that they don't matter as much because you care about this person enough to work with what their feelings are instead of your own? When someone shows you who they truly are and their values don't match yours, most likely it comes down to who they are and their soul, who they are and their character. And the only way that those things change is when someone decides that they want to grow from who they've been and let go of their old self. But you can't encourage that in someone. They have to decide that on their own. So when you're sitting there waiting for someone to match you in the ways that you would prefer a relationship to be, maybe you should start considering that they might just not be the right fit for you, and that you might not want to sit there feeling the way that you do right now forever. Why do you keep trying to earn their love? You do know that with the right person, you don't have to earn anything. They just show up for you and love you just as you are, without questions asked. That is what healthy love looks like, so why are you accepting less? Why are you allowing this person to make you feel like your worth is all the way down here? Like you have to fight so hard just to hold on to them? That's not love. That's literally a one-sided relationship. And when you keep allowing them to come in and out of your life, allowing them to abandon you and then re-show up and then abandon you and re-show up, you're convincing yourself that that's the story you're meant to live by allowing that in and out of your life. You deserve more than that. I promise you that's not what love is. And the moment you experience anything different than that, something better than that, you'll finally have that belief in your head. You just have to give it a chance. Find something new. When are you going to stop letting yourself sink down because of what other people have said to you or how they've made you feel? Because you keep placing your worth in their hands. You know who you are. You've known yourself your whole life. You know better than anyone who you truly are, and yet you believe all of the words that are said to you. You know that's not true. And why do you keep carrying the weight of those words on your shoulders every day? They don't get to tell you who you are. You get to choose that for yourself. And even if you were someone in the past, you get to choose who you are going forward. Every day you have the ability to change, to become a different person, to become a new person, to claim your worth on your own. So stop. Don't let those words affect you. Don't let those words be the defining factor of who you are going to be in the future. I promise you, you have so much worth in you. I wish you could only see it. I see it, and the people around you do too. Why do you keep blaming yourself? Why do you keep trying to fix their brokenness when you are not the one who caused it? They came into this relationship feeling the way that they do right now, with the damage and the hurt and the pain, and you keep putting it on yourself. You keep saying that you're supposed to be the one who rescues them and fixes them and protects them from feeling any more pain, but they still haven't healed from their past damage that you're not responsible for. And they keep hurting you in the long run because that damage is trickling over into you, into your relationship, into the way they treat you. They keep looking at you like you're their past, but you're not. You're not the one who caused the damage to begin with. You're not the one who hurt them. So why are you suffering from it? And why do you keep accepting that damage? It's not your responsibility. People are responsible to heal their own wounds, and you deserve to heal yours without having someone damage you further.